All right, Josh, what are we driving?
Man, we have got the pleasure of driving a 2025 GMC Denali EV Max. 440 miles on the range. I'm excited. This thing is a monster. $110 MSRP. We've got 2,000 miles, so barely broken in, and I'm ready to give this official review, man.
Okay.
I think it's gonna be sick.
Gotcha. Okay, let's first talk about the interior. What do you feel? Is it worth the price?
So initially, aesthetically, I'm looking around and I'm well pleased with the design. I would have liked a little bit more like contrast with the seats. So they went with a double black with a white stitching. I loved how the GMC Hummers went white tops, black bottoms. I like the contrast there, so I would have liked to see a little bit more of that. But overall, I think they did with the wood grain here and some of the the Denali symbol there. I thought it really stuck out, like as capturing a little bit of your eye, but not as much as you would normally think in a $110,000 car. But I do like the all glass roof. The all glass roof is sick, but I do also think it's a dual purpose. Like it's sweet because we can see through and they're trying to mimic Tesla, but also, bro, we live in Florida. Dude, I'm looking for this thing to close, and there is no close to this. This is just solid glass, tinted, and you're catching it. Now at night it's gonna be great, but man, during the day, so you may fight a little bit of that. For all the women out there that love driving around with the heat on in the middle of the summer, you know who you are. You know who you are. This is a perfect car for you if you've got 110 grand. So let's get on it. I'm gonna punch it. Okay, got a little bit. Got a little bit. I'll be honest, I was expecting a little bit more. I don't know. We haven't really dove into the settings of like if there's like ludicrous mode and crazy mode. So I'm sure there is, and I'm sure it's probably got a little bit more juice than that. It's probably on eco mode right now, but let's get another. So that's 90. That's 90 right there. That's smooth. It is smooth, very smooth, very smooth. Overall suspension feels good. Right, you kind of feel like you're floating, which is nice in a truck because a lot of times in a truck, you get a little bit more of that bounce, that ruggedness.
Honestly, when you hit 90, I was like, man, we're gliding through the clouds.
Yeah, it did feel like that. It did feel like that. I'm really excited to show y'all the new updated Super Cruise tech, which is supposed to be like, they say, just like the Tesla, which I'll be honest, I don't know who will ever overtake Tesla with their tech. It is unbelievable. That full self-driving. I mean, dude, you literally can fall asleep.
Go ahead and go into what that super tech thing, Super Cruise is.
So the Super Cruise is this LED bar right here, and you're gonna light it up by hitting this. So now we're in cruise. Oh, you gotta have a subscription. Boo! What? So I've got to now subscribe. So okay, so they stole the tech from Tesla, and then Tesla flipped it to a subscription model where if you want to do the full self-driving, you're paying like $40 a month for it. Which who doesn't want that?
Right.
And they felt that it was more passive income than all the cars on the road. If you want a full self-driving car, you just have to pay monthly. And now GMC seems to be doing the same thing. This used to be built in. It's built into my Escalade that we have. The Escalade, just you turn on, it rolls. Now it looks like in these new ones, it's subscription based. So we would have to get that.
So it's fully automatic driving.
Supposedly, the newest Super Cruise available, which is this tech, is supposed to be fully self-driving. That's why I was so excited to kind of review this. But it's a bummer that we can't even freaking. We've got to now go on Star. I've got to give them a credit card. And figure out how much it is.
So when we're going, let's say we're pulling a boat. It's the lake weekend. We're pulling this boat. Can it do it? What's the range looking like?
Right.
What does that all entail?
So it tells me 440 from the factory. That's what it gets. I'll tell you, I've driven a lot of EVs. Like, you don't get a full 440 on that. You're probably really getting like 420. You're probably losing 20 miles to wind, weather conditions, tire conditions, just other things. So you're not getting a full 440, even though this is a brand new car. So you're ruling 20 out the gate. But if I'm still getting 420 and this thing can tow a boat, like, which we'll do another video where we're going to do a towing series on these. Then I'm excited to see what the true value is of the miles that reign true. Because at the end of the day, you're looking to go into an EV for a few reasons, right? And the reasons being is the maintenance is zero, right? You're doing brakes, you're doing tires, and that's it. So if you're doing it smart, your tires should last you 50,000 miles. Your brakes should last you around the same. So your brakes and tires, maybe twice in 100,000 miles, that's nothing. When you're talking about oil changes are gonna run you every other month, synthetic, $200-300. You know what I mean? Like, it's just, that stuff is gonna add up. And then gas, you're gassing up every couple of days. days. At least I know I am
Yeah.
when I'm in a non-EV car. And so you look at those things and the value that you save moving to an EV, it makes sense. You can charge it at your business if you own a business, or if you work at a business that has a charging port, you can charge it there while you park, and then, which we have at our office, so it's kind of nice. And then you can charge it at your house at night. So you don't have to worry about going to the gas station in the morning, filling up, you're running late, you're always just at full. And those are some of the things that we really like about the EVs. And when I say we, it's us, it's the wholesale family. We've all driven different types of EVs, and we like that we can fill up at work and we fill at our house.
So who would be the primary customer that's buying this? Is it construction workers? Is it your corporate Chad? Who is it?
That's a good question. You know, at $100,000, there's not many individuals that can just jump into a payment like that. You're putting 20 grand down, you're financing 80. That's a big lick payment. You know, you're probably talking 15, 1800 bucks with interest. So I don't know, man. I don't know who the buyer is of this truck. I feel like the value that we bought this truck for, which is a lot less than 110, I think that it appeals to way more people. I think you could get a guy that runs a roofing company, right? That still needs a truck.
Right.
That is a CEO of a plumbing company. A guy that's retired, that's an older individual that still uses his truck every day. You know what I mean? Those are the guys that I feel like would jump into this and find value in it, because you're not having to sacrifice and grab a Model X or a small sedan, which is really the only thing that's out there on the market. Obviously, you've got Rivians, right? And the Rivian trucks are nice. And they've come down in value, and I think they're a really good buy right now.
Okay.
But man, the EV market is still very soft, and I think that the price that we got this for feels right. It feels like upper 70s, low 80s. That's really the market for what I feel is this is a brand new truck.
Okay. So when we're going, you're talking about maybe a construction worker, potentially.
Yeah.
But it's not gas, it's not diesel. Like, I have a limited range. I might be a construction worker and might not have a Tesla charging station at my office or home. How much is that going to run me, do you think?
So the good thing about when you deal with us, the deal guys, my background is construction, so we won't leave you hanging. We could sell you the car, and then we could also hook you up with an electrician that more than likely is going to put a charging station at your house or your business.
Okay.
And it's not going to run you any more than $700-800. Worst case scenario, $1,000, and it becomes an investment.
Gotcha.
Right? It's a 220 plug extension. Then you're plugging in that power cord, and then you're making sure it's accessible to where the car can actually pull up to it, charge safely, and keep it moving. I think most people get the misconception that I got to put a charger at my house, and it's going to cost me thousands of dollars.
Right.
It's not a generator. I'm not putting something out there that needs megawatts and mega power, and it has to have its own dedicated line, all this stuff. It's like, dude, it's just a dryer. It's a dryer plug. You know what I mean? So when you break it down like that, they're like, oh, that's it? I'm like, yeah, bro, you go to Thumbtack and you say, hey, I need a dryer plug installed in my house. Bro, you have a handyman electrician jump out there in a second and knock that out for you. So it's just the understanding of what is needed to get something accomplished to allow the car to do what it needs to do.
Yeah, well, that's good. All right, it's driving super smooth.
It is, yeah.
I'm enjoying it. So let's talk about this interface here. It's
dude.
massive.
It is massive. It is massive. I think that's one thing that really caught my eye when I was looking through the truck to acquire, and I'm like, man, that tech is huge. So again, kudos to Tesla. Tesla is one of the leaders in the market. They came out with the big screen in 2015, and people thought it was goofy and overdone, and now look, 10 years later, everybody's doing the big screen. So they set the tone for the market. It's easy. It's like a huge iPhone, and you can touch everywhere on it. It's so smooth. It's a fluid integrated system. It's got everything you need there. It literally is like driving around with a big iPad. Who's going to say anything bad about that? You can hit the charging right here, and they'll show us how many, right? 90% right now. We're 424 till our next charge. You can do a charge assist, which is find your nearest charging stations. So again, you talked about earlier asking me what are some of the downfalls of driving an EV? This is one of them. So the way Tesla started out, right, and the reason why he went almost bankrupt so many times is that he spent hundreds of millions of dollars into the infrastructure across America building charging stations. That's it. He didn't have a car on the road. He was building charging stations because he knew that if he built a car that couldn't charge, it's worthless. And then the whole thing would fail. So he went out and he did the infrastructure first, right? Then built the car. And then once the car solidified, now he's the market leader. Well, you had everybody chasing him, right? They built no infrastructure to charge the cars. They just came out with the car. And what happened when they came out with the car? People were like, where am I going to charge these things?
Right.
And it flopped. And every EV on earth, even these ones, they took a massive drastic hit because you want to enjoy the car. It's a nice car. There's nothing wrong with it. This is a sick car. I would love to have it. But if I can't like charge it other than my house and my work, like, dude, there's got to be other options. And so you can see here now, as we've got it fully pulled up, 2 miles, 3 miles, 2 miles, 3 miles, 1 mile, 1 mile. You've got all these different locations that are allowing you to charge. 2 or 3 years ago, this didn't exist. So they're coming out in more and more and more. They're trying to compete with Tesla to have the proper charging stations, but they're still so far behind. They don't have the supercharged technology. I can go and click charge point, right, which I know is one. It's an app on my phone. I've used it before, and I know that it's going to charge my car in probably, 20, 30 minutes.
Gotcha.
But you click like Fuller Warm Bridge, which is probably somebody's like little charging, like 110. Bro, you may sit there for 2-3 hours trying to charge your essentially a grown-up phone, you know what I mean, to get to enough level to where you can make it to your next destination. And I think that still is like some of the struggling points of EVs, is there's just not enough. Now they're getting better. Jacksonville's getting better. They partnered up. You can get the adapters that connect in the Teslas. People look at you funny like, bro, it's not a Tesla. Why are you taking up a Tesla spot? I get it, bro. We're all driving electric cars. Stop being a weirdo, you know what I mean? Like, let me use the cord and charge. But at the end of the day, man, I really like this interface. I think it's probably one of the biggest that I've seen to date in a car. I mean, this is massive. It's got to be 20-something inches. This used to be the size of my monitor 10 years ago.
Right, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like your computer at home.
They're small.
You know what I mean? And it's really cool. I mean, you can touch so many different things. You got different driver modes. So we got tow mode, off-road. What else do we got? You can adjust the pedals.
What is that hammer?
Whoa. That just did something. Oh, regenerative braking. I like that. So that's automatically on the Tesla. So one pedal driving modes. Go off. Yeah, there you go.
And then what's the hammer?
Oh, bro, what? What was that?
Pilot's bassist, Robert DeLeo.
Everyone had their own ways of soothing themselves.
Hold on, what is happening?
When we came together, it was about making the record, doing everything.
Is this the radio? This is crazy.
That really was the main.
Okay, that is the radio.
I think that
what the
was
frick?
really
Hold on.
concentration.
So we just hit this hammer button down there. We'll show you guys, obviously.
The power and the purity and the essence of what's.
What? That's what? I don't.
Always the main drive.
I don't get what it's doing.
It's the Denali. It's talking about the Denali.
It's literally Thor's hammer with like a Z on it. All right, I'm going to Google that. What the heck is that?
That's not that song, is it?
Bro, is this the anthem for the truck? That was sick. Bro, what is this thing? And then did your seat move? No. Oh, mine looked. So bro, we gotta Google that. What the frick is that? That's crazy. It shakes the whole interface of the truck. You gotta look that up. You gotta see what that is. Dude, that's so sick. I would assume that that's what makes it faster. Like you hit that and then you've done it. So I'm gonna try that here and see if that is like a jolt. Because sometimes you have to do these on these like electric cars because you've got to hit that button first. It's not always on. Let's see. I got to get an open stretch here. Of course, we're going to drive. There's traffic everywhere. But hey, if you're stuck in a car, I mean, minus that we don't have Super Cruise, this is the one you want to be in.
I'm trying to look for the hammer thing.
I've been in a Tesla Plaid, and those things, bro, will knock your socks off. They are the fastest things on earth. They're unbelievable. So you get in that, and you kind of are expecting that, but I do see the hammer down here. So that's kind of what it is. That's freaking cool, though. I like the little interface there. Alexa's built in, so that's cool. Wi-Fi hotspot, that's pretty standard in a lot of cars now. You got a trailer package, what looks to be pretty unique. Brakes, weights, lights, that's pretty cool. You've got cameras. I'm sure we got cameras everywhere. Oh, that's pretty cool. Yeah. So you've got a bird's eye view, and you've got a camera in front of you, rocking and rolling, and you can click it on the back. Oh, that's pretty sick. Who needs GoPro in a car anymore? Honestly, we'll just use these, bro. What's going on, guys? All right, so we're back and officially drove this around Jacksonville for a little bit. Some of the exterior features I think are the most coolest part of the car, which is obviously, I love this color paint, the slate gray. I know you can get in a lot of colors. It looks really good on a truck. They got 24-inch wheels on these Michelins. That's stock factory. You don't need to do anything to them, so I really like that. The doors are really like thick and insulated. Man, it just feels nice. Like you close them and it just feels like it's really, really solid. So I like some of those features. You've got your charging port back here. It's got your big fast charging down here. You got your home charging here, right? So all those stuff. So some of the cool stuff, and it's on the remote. Like you can actually open this from the remote, which is pretty cool. If you don't want to reach like all the way in there, or you can go ahead and open it up that way. But the cool thing about these trucks, man, is like look at these. If you are a working man, obviously in the fields, you've got a 240 watt. That's like a dryer plug almost. Then you've got double outlets. You've got air compressor, everything built in, which I think is the coolest thing. And the air compressor is in the front, man. They actually give it to you, so it's pretty cool. Running boards. Doesn't come tint. I don't know why they don't. They should tint them at least 15%. If it was me, I'm tinting the windshield. I'm tinting the sides, blacking this thing out. And other than that, it's got a little bit of chrome, but not a lot, which I kind of like. And the front on this thing's huge, man. Huge. Actually, let me go ahead and pop it real quick. And it's automatic, so yeah, thought it was gonna stall on me. Here's your air compressor that you hook up in the back, and you can inflate all your tires if you need. But this is a pretty good spot, man. I mean, this is a decent size. I mean, obviously, let's see if it closes. So maybe just, so it needs a little tug, Nevertheless, that's your 2025 Denali EV Sierra Max official review.